David Settle from KOWB alongside Laramie head coach Clint Reed as we get ready for the second game, week 1 officially of high school football here in Wyoming, because last week was week 0 in case you missed that. Plainsmen coming off their first season opening win in 10 years, Clint. How big was that for this team last Friday night?
Yeah, you always talk about starting strong. You talk about momentum going into the year, and you talk about that first game into a season. So the momentum is just huge for us right now. It's something that we can celebrate, but something we can't live off of. We got to get ready for Rock Springs.
Plenty to work on, because even though it was a good win, I mean, you could see things in the way they developed during that game. So what has been the focus kind of coming back to work this week?
Yeah, film doesn't lie. We've talked about it, from game 1 to game 2. There's a lot of things that you can see and a lot of things you need to work on. And that's what we're trying to incorporate into our practices, developing what we need to do, figuring out what our weaknesses are and how to build them, how to keep building on our strengths.
You take on a Rock Springs team that has a brand new head coach. It's part of that 3 in a row to start this season. What do you see when you look at the Rock Springs Tigers?
Defensively to start there, it's very much like what we saw in week 1. Around the state for 4A, a lot of it was 4-man fronts, but we've got 2 new coaches and we got 2 odd-man fronts. So we're going to see a lot of the same stuff up front, some cover 3 over the top and behind them, some good athletes who can run out there. Offensively, Mark, notorious from Torrington and moving to Rock Springs, it showed on film right away, is just going to put a lot of formations out there. He wants you to, get your alignments and your adjustments and your assignments, and if he can get you out of position before the snap even falls, he figures he's got one up on you.
Got a couple good athletes, it seems, there. Colin Matz in the back, Favor O'Keary. I'm not exactly 100% sure if that's how you say his last name, but he was a great tailback last year. It seems like they move him around and they kind of interchange him and the Matson kid in the backfield and a receiver.
Yeah, I think the favorite kid is listed as a wide receiver. He's just a multi-sport athlete. He's just an athlete that can play running back. He can be in motion. He can be at wide receiver. And again, with a good, strong back. So they got a tandem right there you have to worry about. And I think that's something that Rock Springs will you'll see during the season. It's something I think Mark does once he identifies his playmakers. He's going to go to his playmakers. So he may formation you to death, but we need to focus on 1 or 2 guys and see if we can shut that specific person down and let someone else beat us.
Their home opener, so they're going to be ready to go. Your first road game, how different will that be for a younger team?
It is. We even struggled last year with a lot of seniors. Our attitude and effort have to be just right. We got to go on the road. Finishing out at home last year was great at home. Starting this year was great. We've got to win on the road if we want to take the next step.
The Plainsmen are in Rock Springs against the Tigers at Tiger Stadium. It is a 6 o'clock kickoff. Join Aaron Lozano and myself in the broadcast on KOWB. 5 p.m. is when we start our coverage. You can listen on the radio. You can listen through the KOWB app. You can listen online. You can listen through Amazon Alexa-enabled devices, Google Home speakers, you name it. A lot of different ways to listen to the broadcast. And then, of course, I'll have a pregame conversation with Coach Reed, and we'll visit with him after the game. But again, the Plainsmen and the Tigers in Rock Springs, 6 o'clock Friday night.